Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Deep True Crime. I'm Manny Rodriguez. In today's episode, we are talking about a case that is new to us, but something we've heard in the past. Something I actually covered not too long ago in a CVS employee type incident. And so today we are talking about the case of the killer who he was rejected by a co-worker and then turns around and kills her. This is the story of Nicole Michelle Hammond. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Why don't we? He killed his co-worker after being rejected. Nicole Michelle Hammond, 28 years old. Rest in peace, Michelle. My condolences go out to the family as they're hurting from losing a loved one who was very special to this world. Michelle lived in St. Cloud, formerly of Aitkin. She passed away unexpectedly on Monday, October 24th, 2022. She was born March 5th, 1994 in Aitkin to Steve Hammond and Terry Hembry Anderson. Nikki was employed at Dubois Textile of St. Cloud. She was very proud of the fact that she was also in the process of starting her own jewelry business. Nikki was very talented. She was a talented writer, and she also enjoyed working on her car with her father, Steve. She loved hiking, kayaking, photography, beading, traveling, and the ocean. She eventually wanted to move to Fort Myers. According to their website, Dubois Textile is a full-service vendor of professional products, and they employ over 200 employees. In 1991, Rob and Robin Dubois bought Nagard Lettering, an embroidery company operating out of a garage in St. Joseph, Minnesota, with 3 employees, and they would rebrand it as Dubois Textile. Now, 3 months after beginning Dubois Textile, they moved the company into a 3,500 square feet facility and added 6 embroidery heads. 31 years after Dubois Textile was rebranded, the unimaginable would happen involving 2 of their employees. On October 24th, 2022 at 6:59 a.m., officers were sent to a report of a shooting in the parking lot of a business in the 400 block of Lincoln Avenue Northeast. Upon arrival, officers located the body of Nikki Hammond laying in the floor in the parking lot with a gunshot wound. Officers attempted life-saving measures, however, she died at the scene. It appeared that the shooter had left the area prior to the police arriving. Through investigation, they would find that Nikki had repeatedly rejected romantic advances made by her co-worker, Michael Jordan Carpenter. Police say Nicole Hammond, rest in peace Nicole, was shot in the neck with a handgun by her co-worker, Jordan Carpenter, on October 24th. The incident happened at around 7 a.m. in the parking lot of Dubois Textile in St. Cloud, Minnesota. 36-year-old Jordan Carpenter, he had already fled the scene. However, police found Carpenter almost 3 hours later, about 10 a.m., at a house in Sauk Rapids, Minnesota. He was brought back to St. Cloud Police Department for questioning. Now, it is unknown at this time whose house he was located at, because his intake booking, it shows that he actually has an address in St. Cloud, Minnesota. So he went off to someone's home. I don't know if he was at a hotel yet. We don't know if it was at a friend's house. We don't know all of those little things, but we're going to find out why they believe he is guilty of this. But I wanted to share, this is his being booked into the Benton County Jail. And now we wait to see what other things that we will find out about Carpenter. He was taken into custody to be questioned by police, and he was arrested on second-degree murder charges. The alleged killer did not admit to gunning down Miss Hammond. This is according to the probable cause statement that was obtained by the Kansas City Star. However, he did say he was walking towards Miss Hammond's car when he heard a gunshot. And he told police that he ran away because he was too traumatized after seeing Miss Hammond's body. Now, police say that Carpenter, he didn't render any aid to her. He didn't go into work as he was supposed to. He didn't call 911 at all. But co-workers would say they saw someone all dressed in black after hearing a gunshot jogging to their car. They didn't quite identify him as we know who that was. Again, more information will be coming out about this. But Miss Hammond, she had repeatedly told Carpenter that she was not interested in a romantic relationship with him. And a probable cause statement showed that Miss Hammond had rejected Carpenter's advances by text message even the night before. Miss Hammond told him that she did not want to be touched or manipulated by him and asked him not to make things uncomfortable at work. This was according to the police statement. She had repeatedly rejected his advances over the previous month. Police also said that they found a text message sent by Miss Hammond telling a friend that Carpenter was mad at her. Co-workers of Miss Hammond, those who worked at the DeBow textile facility, they told the Kansas City Star that Carpenter had repeatedly harassed her and had a bad temper. However, the CEO of DeBow Textile, Rob DeBow, told Fox that this was never reported to management. Mr. DeBow told Fox, unfortunately, we had no idea. Anytime there is anything that requires our intervention, we step in. But in this case, we had no indication that there was anything awry. Now, Miss Hammond, Miss Hammond's obituary said she had one day hoped to own her own jewelry business, which it sounded like she was getting closer to. In her spare time, she loved photography and kayaking. Her family said she was a talented writer and enjoyed working on her car with her father, Steve. The obituary said Nikki is survived by her parents, Steve Sandy Urick Hammond of Aitkin and Terry Christopher Anderson of Leesburg, Florida. Siblings, Amy Hammond of Ocean Shores, Washington, Chad Hammond of Orlando, Florida, Troy Hammond of Riverton, and Cody Hammond of Aitkin. And she had other relatives and friends, and she was a well-known person. And Miss Hammond's co-worker, Savannah Shawn Townley, she remembered her as a beautiful, smart, determined young woman. In a tribute posted to her Facebook page, Miss Townley said, "You deserved to live your best life, but instead got your life taken from you. Even though we were not close outside of work, you were one of the best employees anyone could ask for. Our team is forever broken without you. Fly high, Angel." DeBow Textile Inc., they are holding a memorial walk to honor an employee that you have just learned about in this heartbreaking story who was killed just last month in October. In memory of Nicole Hammond, DeBow Textile Inc. is partnering with Anna Marie's Alliance for the No Means No Awareness and Memorial Walk, Sunday, November 13th. So you have 10 days from this live video that you can still participate in that. The walk is from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. around Lake George. All donations will go to Anna Marie's, and DeBow will match dollar for dollar up to $10,000. Bail has been set at $4 million for the killer of this let me correct myself, for the alleged killer of this wonderful young girl who had so much life to live and so much life to give. He is due back in court in 5 days from the time of this live on November 8th. Rest in peace to this wonderful young girl, taken from this world way too soon. My heart goes out to the family and friends. What you're seeing now is what Savannah had put up in honor of this employee that she said was such a great employee. And now, Michael Jordan Carpenter, we will find out more as to, number one, did you really do this? Because right now it looks like you did. It's not looking good in your favor. Because why didn't you just go in? Why didn't you call the cops? You obviously were hurt. And I'm going to guess he didn't think this through. And that might be an act of, I wanted to talk to you, make sure you're okay, and now you're telling me to leave your life. It could be a number of different things at that very moment. But he admits to being around the car. He admits to being in the area. He admits to walking up to the car because obviously they're going to have camera footage around this thing. But I do want to say I am really impressed that I didn't know that such a thing, for this walk. I didn't know that this thing actually existed. So I'm really impressed that they actually have a way that, hey, no means no, right? No means no. And so I want to share that I'm really grateful that this has been said, because we need more people to understand that no means no. It doesn't mean you are doing anything wrong just because they don't like you. It doesn't mean that you need to go and hurt someone because they reject your advances. I don't know what anger he was feeling. I'm not going to judge that. They did not charge him with first-degree murder, which I believe means this is not premeditated murder, is my guess. Second degree is normally like an act of that very moment. You didn't quite plan it, but I'm guessing he came to the scene with a gun. So again, I don't know. We're going to learn more. This is a developing and an ongoing case. Rest in peace to this young girl, only 28 years old, taken from this world way too soon. My friends, if that's the type of content you like to follow, hit that subscribe button, click that like, and please hit that notification bell. That way you get notified anytime I go live or I upload any content. I'm Manny Rodriguez. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to serving you and being a voice for more victims in the future. Be safe out there. Be aware of your surroundings. Look at this particular case. Who would have thought rejecting his advances could lead to her death, allegedly? I do get the allegedly because he's not convicted yet, and he'll get his day in court unless he, says I'm guilty and I'm ready to move on, and who knows. But that's the whole purpose of this channel. It's like, what could go wrong in this crazy world that we need to be a little more protective and careful of? Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to serving you and being a voice for those victims again.